Back of the bus rows of parts. Big Daddy's back in town.
You know, I've seen a lot of comments, memes, frustrations about the M4 being by far the most popular gun in this game. Basically, the notion is, why would you use any other gun when you can just use the M4, because it's going to be best in all categories. I've even seen it in my own circle here on my last video where I predominantly used the M4. Here you can see Floptic, who left his expert, professional, 100% in-depth analysis of the situation. Noob gun. Couldn't agree more myself, Floptic. Thanks for your input. But to counter Floptic's point, and maybe many others, and look at that asshole who just stole my kill. What an absolute dickbag. Sorry about that. Anyways, I think the M4 being the most used gun is where we need to be right now, because a lot of people don't understand the dangers, the hazards of the gunsmith right now. It is out of control. I, for one, am all for people sticking with the M4 and using it, because there are certain experimentations you can do within the gunsmith to create certain variants that we're just simply not ready for, to put it simply. Infinity Ward should be goddamn ashamed of themselves, because they've given this community this power. They have not exercised this power, but if they do, it could be absolutely catastrophic for everyone involved in this. But luckily for you guys, I did the dirty work. I put my hard hat on, I put my safety glasses on, put on some Huggies, and I'm going to show you the top 5 guns that you should never create on your own terms. Otherwise, we're going to have some serious Chernobyl side effects going on, just absolutely catastrophic. So without further ado, you have been warned, and I encourage you to educate yourself on these matters, because they're very important.
Yeah, okay.
So in no particular order, let's get started. The first gun we have here is the ODEN, a nice assault rifle, slower to fire, high damage. But with just a few quick changes, the ODEN becomes the OG MUDBONE. Now at first glance, this weapon looks pretty cool, but there is some serious Greek mythology behind the name of this gun. To put it lightly, OG MUDBONE was an adult film star of African American descent. To say he was well endowed would be quite the understatement. Rumor has it when he went to the washroom, it took him 20 to 30 seconds just to get his pork sword out of his socks. And this weapon handles no differently. Each attachment put on this gun contributes to making it the slowest handling weapon in the game. Look at this absolutely atrocious mobility. This is not a slowed down video. This is OG MUDBONE trying to take a piss. Looks aside, this gun is just not practical. I can fire off 5 shots before I am aimed down the sight. Get the Long Island medium bitch on speed dial, because you're gonna need her psychic powers to know where these enemies are before you even think about shooting them. But it's not all bad news with this weapon. Its slow mobility, its slow handling is obviously a detriment. But if you just wanted to post up, camp somewhere, aim down the sight, this gun packs a mean punch, just ripping through these guys. Now for our next weapon in no particular order, you've heard of the 725, but now get ready for the 69. What this gun lacks in size, it makes up for in extra chrome zones. The defining attachments of this weapon is its unique combination of a sawed-off barrel and slug rounds. Stuck between a rock and a hard place, this gun can't decide if it wants to be a shotgun or a sniper. You'd think you'd be left with some hybrid of the two, but instead you're left with just a big steaming piece of shit. You can't hip fire with this weapon because you're shooting slugs, and the gun has no range on it because half the barrel's missing. So you're shooting these one-shot bullets, but you have to be within shotgun range to get anything done anyways. So at that point, you might as well just be shooting traditional shotgun rounds anyways. And to top it all off, even when you think you're in range, the thing is hilariously inaccurate. I feel like I'm landing these shots right now, but I am getting no action from this weapon. Next, we're going to be looking at the traditional MG34, a Call of Duty classic. But with just a quick snap of my fingers, the MG34 becomes the Pen 15. The Pen 15 is an LMG at heart, but it's dressed up as an SMG. It's light, it's mobile, it's got a bipod for God only knows why. It all sounds good on paper, but this thing kicks like a mother trucker. It's called the Pen 15 for good reason, because using this gun feels very reminiscent of when you were a very small child, running around chasing everyone, wiener in hand. I mean, it was fun, but it was harmless. You weren't really doing any damage to anyone. Oh, you never did that? Okay, don't mind me then. But out of all the guns we've seen so far, at least this one has some type of practicality. It does do some damage, it will get you some kills, and its 100 round mag makes sure you don't have to reload for the entire match. Wrapping up with our second last gun, we have the classic MAGNUM, a traditional gun in Call of Duty. But what's not traditional is converting the .357 into the Magnum dong.
I dropped my monster condom that I use for my Magnum dong.
Don't even try to wrap this bad boy up, because we're not out here shooting blanks, that's for sure. There's a new sheriff in town, as you'll be spraying from the hip. Watch out, Eric Clapton. Watch out for this Magnum dong, it's coming right for you. You won't be so lucky this time. At first, this handheld shotgun looks devastating, but its match-grade trigger has you firing quite slow. Its damage output may be equal to that of a semi-automatic shotgun, but its fire rate is seriously handicapped. Seriously, it feels like I got stone phalanges trying to pull the trigger on this bad boy. Maybe if I could dual wield these would be another story. It's like they always say, size isn't everything. And last but not least, it took some serious contemplation whether or not I should show you this abomination, but against better judgments, I have to do it for the good of the people. Even if it means receiving a strike against my YouTube channel for inappropriate content, I must get the truth out here. You've seen the FN scar, but have you seen the FNCHODE? This is just disgusting. I'm sorry. Excuse me while I go throw up. I'm gonna go stab some forks into my eye sockets. But definitely adequately named, this FNCHODE is short and compact, but man does it pack a punch. This one-eyed monster has your enemies screaming in terror. Its slick, lightweight, aerodynamic design sits in the palm of your hand while you blast rope on anyone that comes across you. And if that's not enough, hit them with a cum shot. That's right, they don't call it the FNCHODE for nothing. Take down your foes with the ultimate tactic. Boom, double cum shot. It's that easy. Each time you take that shot, Ron Jeremy smiles to himself, but he's not too sure why. But you know why. It's because you're using the FNCHODE. I'm sorry I had to show you all that stuff. I really didn't want to, but you have to be aware of the dangers in this game, and everyone needs to learn how to smith properly because there are some disasters out there. As for you, if you're still watching this video, as much as I'd like to thank you for your time, but please keep in mind that you have just sat through an entire video where I have crafted variants of guns and turned them all into dick jokes. And for that, I thank you.